Alright, what's up, duck hunters? Hey, in this video we're just going to go over a brief overview of targeted Facebook ads, targeted Google ads, sales funnels, and the kinds of advertisements that you guys should be posting to convert the most. Meaning the amount of dollars that you put into your advertisements will give you the most results. That's what converting high means. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it adds value to your lives, your business lives. And say hello to my little duck hunter friend. Hello, little one.
It's really hard to believe sometimes we're gonna make it. Success, money, and power, all that, we're gonna get it. Don't try to be like us, it's better.
I'm going to reveal the most effective real estate marketing strategy going into year 2020. Right, guys? So if you think you're killing it on Zillow Premier Agent, or you've realized that auto posting on Facebook Marketplace provides a pretty good amount of qualified leads and it's free, it's gonna kill all of that. I'm very familiar with every single marketing strategy when it comes to real estate, just because I've been in the industry in several markets for years. So I know all the tricks. You definitely want to pay attention to this. That's what's in it for you. So why should you care? Because simply you're probably receiving less qualified leads than you should for the amount of dollars you're putting into your advertisement. So if you actually stick around until the end of this presentation, I promise you that we're going to disclose every single software tool that we use. Am I in the way? Anyways, why Facebook? Facebook is the largest platform for online users ever. So it is king. In 2019, there was around 68% of all Americans that were active on Facebook. So that's over 223 million active Facebook users in the US alone. Not even all of Facebook. But the most amazing thing about Facebook is the power of their targeting tactics is like really next level. So if you guys don't know about targeting, that's how you advertise on steroids, basically, right? Imagine if when you went door knocking, right? Like when we went door knocked, imagine only knocking on the doors of people that were actually qualified. And you knew that before knocking on that door. And imagine if those people were also in the market and had an active interest in buying or selling real estate. Wouldn't that make all your door knocks a whole lot easier? So that's basically what the power of targeting does, right? Facebook has so much data. If you master how to target for certain interests and behaviors in the right way, you can really present your advertisements for people that are in and already show that they're interested in buying or selling or leasing real estate, right? And so that's why it's so amazing that Facebook allows us to do that with their data, right? So not only is it the most giant online platform, but it also has the most sophisticated targeting tactics, right? We can even target people, guys, based on their income. Isn't that wild? So we can only present ads to people over a certain amount of income if that's how you want to target. So imagine only showing ads to people that made over $100,000 and had an active interest in buying or selling real estate within that month. That's how specific you can get on Facebook. Another very important aspect of Facebook is the fact that they have something called a pixel, right? So a pixel is basically code. So you can put code into your advertisements, right? Your Facebook pixel, and now all the people that you present ads to, you can actually retarget people that take certain actions, right? So when you retarget someone, that's called creating a custom audience, right? Based on something that happened, right? So let me try to break this down in a more easy to understand way. When you run a video ad, right, we all know now as advertisers that video ads perform way better than any kind of still image or a picture that's not moving, right? So if you're running ads and they're not video, you're really at a disadvantage, right? So if you present an ad that's a video, the ad campaign might do well the first time you run it. But then if you go ahead and you create a custom audience on every single person that has watched over 50% of the video, what does that tell you, right? If someone actually sits and watch over half of your advertisement, that probably tells you that they were pretty interested and they just need a little other push, right? And so if you can create something called a custom audience with Facebook and then represent that ad or a different ad to only people that have watched over half of the video the first time. And so then that marketing campaign becomes very, very profitable, because then you're showing them to people that are relevant and that have shown and proven interest in your ads. That's why Facebook is so impressive and so sophisticated, right? The custom audiences, the pixels, and the fact that everyone is on this platform anyways. It's just that simple. It's the best. So now let's move on to the second best. Okay guys, so why Google Ads? The second largest platform of online users, right? So Google is very, very impressive when it comes to people looking stuff up specifically because they want to take action on something, right? So the differences between Facebook and Google is that more people are just hang out and they spend more time on Facebook, but everyone else is on Google, right? The very few people who might not have a Facebook, they're still using Google, right? So if you go ahead and market on both of these platforms, you're covering everyone, right? When people search new homes for a good price in whatever your market is, we actually present an ad on there, right? And if they contact you based on their search, they're probably going to go ahead and take action, right? And so we've tested this, and people take action a lot faster when it comes to Google Ads, right? So you need to definitely incorporate both. And so Google is really sophisticated as well in the sense where they also have a pixel, right? The piece of code where you can go ahead and track the clicks and the visits and collect data from people, right? That's how you collect data from all the visitors that visit your ad or your page. When you combine Google Ads and Facebook ads and make sure you have the proper pixel inserted and you monitor this data, you can make magic happen. And this is why Google and Facebook alone are the absolute best sources to bring qualified leads down your real estate pipeline. If someone types an ad, best real estate agent in whatever your market is, in Boston, then your ad gets presented. And if they click on your ad, they have now been pixeled, right? So if they don't take action on Google, you can go ahead and take the data from the Google pixel and then, hey, you know, they're gonna hang out probably on Facebook, so then you can upload their info from the Google pixel and cross-reference that to your Facebook. So then you can run other ads for everyone who showed immediate interest on Google, and then run campaigns and then also retarget them on Facebook, right? So in case they didn't click on your Google ad, you can now target that same individual that you know is looking for a real estate agent actively on Facebook. So whether they're on Google or Facebook, you know, you're going to get that client and you're going to get that lead. That's why Google and Facebook work kind of like synergistically like that. That's why they both have very sophisticated pixels, and that's why you can get tons of qualified leads with the targeting tactics and with the pixel management. You can get very qualified leads and a lot of leads every single month if you're running your ad campaigns correctly, your pixel code is properly uploaded, your ads are, first of all, state-of-the-art ads. You can really make magic happen, guys. And so that is how I was able to triple my income and get so overwhelmed that agents were coming to me in my office, sitting me down, asking me how much they had to pay me for me to just replicate the same thing for them. That's exactly how that happened. So let's go on to the next step. Okay guys, so you finally figured out that Google Ads, Facebook ads are the two largest platforms where there are active users just hanging out on those platforms, right? Over 60% of people are on Facebook, 30% that are on Google, and then, you know, micro percentages on the other platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram is up and coming as well. But, you know, so we understand that Google and Facebook are the biggest ones. They also have the pixel where you can monitor data and then monitor people's information. And then we know that we can cross-reference those two, cover all of our bases, and then run ads to them that are showing immediate interest on Google, grab them from Facebook, and all as well, right? But none of this really works unless the ads that you're running are quality, right? No one's going to call you off of a bad ad, period. And so the importance of an engaging ad is going to be this topic. So when it comes to a good ad, we've talked about video performs much better than still images, right? And so of course you're going to want to run video if you can afford it, right? It takes a lot of money to hire a videographer and a photographer and a video editor. So if you can afford to do a video ad, of course it's going to convert a whole lot better than a picture or a still image. So do video wherever you can. We actually run exclusive only video ads for all of our clients because they work better. It's that simple. And so one of the really important things to look for is the psychology of an ad. right? We've split tested lots of different ads. I have realized that if you can kind of play into the emotion, get into the psychology of the ad, you can really get better results, right? So if you can make people laugh, or if it's a very controversial topic and it stops like the scrolling pattern, because when you're on Facebook, everyone just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. You need to really present something that stops, breaks the scrolling habit, so they can, kind of take into consideration what you're presenting. And a lot of times when you really start thinking about the psychology, make them laugh, make them upset, make them happy, you can go ahead and really generate more leads for how much money you're putting into your ads. So when it comes to running an ad, there's basically two critical parts of an ad, right? There's ad copy and there's ad creatives, right? The ad copy is the words, right? Like the text part of the ads. Whenever you're running Facebook ads or Google ads, there's always text, right? That appears first, like a title and then text. So that has to be very catchy in its own ways, right? So we've tested that maybe adding emojis in the text as well, making some words capital converts better. So you're going to want to play around with your ad copy. Then there's a creative. And finally, once you've written a really good ad copy, you've thought of what sounds good, what will attract people. Now you have to focus on your creative, and that's the video part, right? Like the image or the video, the creative is basically the photographer or the videographer's work. That's what the creative is. We know now that if your video is running for too long, after a couple of minutes, then people just don't watch the whole entire video, and so you're going to go ahead and lose money. The first 5 seconds of an ad is everything, right? That's you have about 5 seconds to really bring someone's attention in, right? So whenever you're running ads and you're constructing your ads, or you're hiring your videographer or your photographer to make your creatives, it's really important for them to know and for you to know that the first 5 seconds is really what counts. And so we're going to show you an example of an ad that we've created that has worked like crazy, just so that way you guys can kind of get an understanding of how to do this correctly. Okay guys, so this is a pretty quick ad that we've created. I just kind of want to show you what I'm talking about with the first 5 seconds. So this ad is supposed to be funny, right? People see it, it's very quick, they laugh and then they take interest and then they read your copy, right? So that's why you need a really engaging creative. That way people actually, pay attention on what your copy says, what your text has to say. And it's probably going to say like contact us, and then you get their info and you get a lead. All right, so I'm gonna make myself tiny. So that way I'm out of the way of the text, and let's go ahead and play this ad. Okay, so let's sort of break this ad down, right? Now, I want you guys to really pay attention to the first 5 seconds, right? Because that's all the time that we have to really just stop people from scrolling on Facebook, right? And so let's see here. 1. So did you notice that we fit in everything we're trying to say here when it comes to the text part? This isn't the copy, it's still the creative, but we fit everything into the first 5 seconds, right? And it's kind of funny, right? If you look at it from the start. If we went ahead and had this text come up like even a second later, the whole entire ad will turn into like a not funny ad, right? So it'll be, right now it's funny because everything's optimized. We're going to play this again, and then by like a millisecond, we're going to move around the text, and we're going to kind of delay the presentation of the text. And then I want you guys to see in real time how it really takes a keen eye to look into this stuff, because we're going to make this ad from funny and we're going to make it not funny. All right, guys, so watch the ad this time. So I just want you to see the difference here. So didn't that kind of feel off a little bit? The ad became less funny just because of a couple second difference on when the text presented itself. And so the text, they're too far apart, and it makes the ad not funny. And so this ad, if you ran it this way, it will not perform as well. So you won't get as many leads for the amount of money that you put into it. Let's watch this again. You see the delay? It takes too long, and we're over the 5 second mark. We're at 5 seconds. Someone has already not really understood the ad, and they're going to just scroll. Because the second part of the text is not within the 5 seconds, and it just makes the whole feeling of the ad not as funny. So that was one example of the hundreds of ads that we've created in the time we've been in business. But did you guys kind of see, I hope you kind of saw that when we moved over a couple seconds of when the text presented itself in the creative, it really kind of killed the funniness of the entire ad. Right? And then we know that both of the texts, if they don't appear within 5 seconds, people are just not going to understand. They're going to keep on scrolling. So, it's one thing to market on the right platforms. It's one thing to upload your pixel correctly, cross-reference the data, make data-driven decisions. But it's another thing to have very engaging, good ads, right? And so that's why you guys have to really pay attention. If you're hiring a photographer or videographer to make these videos for you, let them know that they have about 5 seconds where it's very, very important for everything to kind of fall in together. Okay, so here's another example of an ad we made. If you pay attention to this one, money and making it rain always attracts attention, so it's something we thought of. And so in this ad, we have someone that's clearly just throwing money everywhere. When people see that when they're scrolling, they're like, wow, what's going on? And so it breaks that scrolling pattern that's so hard to break within the first 5 seconds. Let's take a look at the text, right? And so a lot of the times when people scroll on Facebook, the audio is off. And so you have to make sure you have really big and bold text, even in your video, just to kind of relay the message that much better. And so, this one says, I sold my home for over asking price. So that's awesome, right? And so, we put some cool background music, and so that way it kind of like shocks people into paying attention of what we have to say. And then we go ahead and then ask for them to contact us. So let's just take this ad from the top, and you guys see some of the work we do. So a couple things there, the money flailing everywhere is always going to attract attention, and then the message is, hey, I sold my home for more than asking, so he's freeing up money. So here we say free up thousands of dollars. Subliminal messages like the S is a dollar sign. Let us sell your home. We had to remove the logo for this presentation because we don't want to disclose client's information. And so it's let us sell your home, and then it's whatever the number is. These ads take a lot of effort, but we've got hundreds of these that run for you guys. So if you guys are interested, you can always hire us to do all of this for you. Okay guys, so we talked about the best platforms to market, we talked about all the details, and we talked about having quality ads and why that's just as imperative to anything else in this business. The last thing we need to talk about is how to present all of this, right? And so when someone clicks on your Google ad, right? Let's say, you've got your Google ad set up, your pixel set up, you have this awesome ad that you paid the videographer to make, and you're so proud of it. And so you're finally running your ads. So what happens when someone clicks on your ad, right? I mean, you have to send them somewhere from Google. And so traditionally, people will send them to a website, right? Your real estate website, which takes a lot of time to build, and that's usually how it goes, right? That's sort of the life cycle of an ad, right? Someone sees your ad, they click on it, and then it takes you to their website, and from the website, you have to find out how to contact them and become a web lead. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the term a web lead. What we've learned in all of our years of testing this and working with clients is that if you go ahead and implement sales funnels, they work so much better than websites, right? And so let's talk about sales funnels and why it's like the next level thing, and that's how you should be presenting any of your products or services that you're selling, right? So we're real estate agents, so we offer a service, right? And with all of these ads, we want to take them to a website, but a better website, a website on steroids. So let's just talk about the differences between sales funnels and websites, right? When you go to a traditional website, you usually have all these tabs up on the top, contact us here, about a now page, this one. It's very, very confusing, and sometimes people just want to go ahead and put in their information and contact you, right? And so a lot of the times websites have blogs, which is like free value for the viewers, but it's just so overwhelming that you don't want to pay all this money to create an awesome, beautiful ad, optimize it, right? Set up all your systems, all your software tools, finally get somebody to click your ad, come to your website, and they're so overwhelmed because you have all these blogs, the About Me page, click here for this, for that, where's your market, what city are you in? You don't want to overwhelm people. You want to just go ahead and funnel them into and tell them what to do, step by step, right? So if you go ahead and just replace your website which is very confusing, and go ahead and implement a sales funnel, it's very, very simple and very easy to follow along, right? Usually there is one goal when it comes to a sales funnel. So when we present the ad and people click, you know, the only thing we really want them to do, we want to just go ahead and have them put in their info and contact us, right? So we want the website or the sales funnel to say, hey, I'm the agent for you. I'm really good at what I do. Submit your info right here, right? And you need that submit button to be very big and probably dancing will probably help it stand out, right? And so if you guys are interested in what a sales funnel is, you're already in one. So just look around here, right? There's probably a button somewhere that's rocking like that. So this is a sales funnel, right? It's basically like a modern website on steroids that's not confusing at all. There's one goal, click here for the next step or click here to submit your info. So we go ahead and we will create a funnel, a sales funnel for you from the ground up. And so if you've had any kind of experience creating sales funnels, it can get kind of confusing too, even though it's drag and drop and you know, the idea is for it to be an easier website builder. It does get a little bit confusing on where to position everything and how to code. That way your buttons are doing the right thing and it's custom for your exact business. So we go ahead and we do that for you. And so once you have everything set up, present everything in a sales funnel, and we've tested that you get more results for less amount of money, right? So that means that your ad and all your efforts are converting better. That's why you get more leads and they're more qualified for a cheaper price. So that is the power of a sales funnel. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step. That's the end of the video. So thanks so much for actually sticking around if you did. As promised, we are now going to reveal to you, we didn't forget, okay? We're going to reveal to you every single software tool that we use on a daily basis and have learned to master over the years. So you guys are going to know, full disclosure, and we hope you appreciate that. So let's start just talking about these. For your sales funnel creation, you're going to want to use a software called ClickFunnels, right? You're going to want to open an account with them, and that's how you create your sales funnels. This whole website that you have experienced, even before the presentation, is a sales funnel. You've been in a sales funnel this whole time. So you kind of have an idea of what they look like. And so that's where you create all your sales funnels, right? Just start paying for their service. The other one is ActiveCampaign. That's going to be your auto text respond software along with email, and that's how you build customer lists. So you can actually focus on customers that are leads that are generated for certain advertising campaigns, and you just basically manage them all through ActiveCampaign, right? And so Zapier is sort of like a bridge software, and that's how you connect your ActiveCampaign text and email autoresponder and list generator. That's how you connect that onto your Facebook marketing campaigns in Google. That way, whenever you get a lead that's coming from Facebook or from Google, Zapier picks up on that and then alerts ActiveCampaign. That way, it throws the information that's submitted on those platforms through Zapier onto ActiveCampaign, and it builds the list. So that's sort of how that works. You have to code for some of this stuff, but it's basic, and you guys can, if you have the time to learn, you can learn. It's possible. The other one we're going to talk about is ManyChat. ManyChat is the Facebook marketplace, like Messenger autoresponder bot. And so with basic coding, if you learn how to do that, you can set ManyChat to autorespond to your leads that are also connected to ActiveCampaign via Zapier, just with ManyChat. And so that's how you send them messages through the Facebook messaging platform, which is getting lots of interest and has lots of users. The Messenger app alone, you know, separate from Facebook. That's why you see like a separate Messenger app and there's separate Facebook now. It's become like its own platform, the Facebook Messenger in general. And so it's very important for your ad agency or for yourself to definitely take advantage of using Messenger as part of your responder. So you do that by downloading ManyChat and coding for that. And so that's how you get that done, guys. What's the next one, right? The next one is you're going to want to have to build a Facebook business profile, right? So this isn't just a personal profile. You're going to want to go ahead and build a business Facebook profile. The most challenging part that you will experience with Facebook is that there's no business customer service line. You can't just call them, which is really annoying. There's no phone support for Facebook as of now. So you gotta kind of like learn all this stuff by yourself, but we can throw some tips here and there, right? We know that cover pages usually convert better with social proof if you have videos as your cover in your business profile, so that helps a lot. You're going to want 500 or more likes on your business page, and then that's how you're building minimum amount of social proof, so that way your ads convert. So when you run ads on Facebook and people click on your profile and they check out your page, if you have like a video as your cover, so some content on there and lots of likes, it really builds that social proof, and then people, we've tested that they end up clicking on your ad and submitting their info more. So definitely work on building the business profile page on Facebook, and get familiar with Business Manager and build that social proof, and that's how you kind of stand out and convert even more leads. So you're gonna have to do that. The next thing is you want a Google AdWords account. You're gonna want to create one of those. Obviously, Facebook and Google have pixels. I don't want to go into that again since we already talked about the pixels. So you have to make sure that code is on each of your Facebook advertisements and your Google advertisements, and then also make sure that both of those, the Google and the Facebook pixel, is in your sales funnel, which you will create with ClickFunnels. Make sure that's coded right. And so what happens after that Google AdWords account, right? So you have to have a really engaging, good quality ad. So find a way to film a great ad. I say film because, like I said before, video really converts more than image or still images by a lot. So if you think you're just going to get away with doing a good ad copy and a picture, you might do okay, but it works so much better if you have a professional video. It just converts better. No one's going to argue against that. Video is always better. So find a way to make a really good ad. Probably hire a videographer or do it yourself if you can, and you're going to need a good ad. The next two are, so these are some freebies. Whenever someone signs up with us, we have them go ahead and sign up with Mighty Text. It's a free software. So Mighty Text is free. Text Expander, I think, is like $4 a month now, but they give you like a 30-day free trial. When we first started this ad agency, our clients were like, hey, we're getting kind of overwhelmed with leads. We need some time to go ahead and contact these people. We can't contact them within the first 3 minutes. So that's why we've kind of changed things, and now we're in June of 2019. So that's why we make the first introduction for you, via the messenger and the text and the email, so you guys have some time before you contact the leads without wasting them. But a really critical and valuable tool that's free is Mighty Text, right? When you're following up with people via text, if you download Mighty Text and use like the free version, you can blast text people as long as you have an Android phone. You can blast text people all of your clients' follow-ups, right? So wouldn't it be awesome if you could just copy and paste your clients' phone numbers into Mighty Text, hit enter on that software, and then send text messages to 10 of your clients at once? And so whenever someone signs up with us, we teach them Mighty Text, we teach them Text Expander, because it's just such a really great time management and time saving tactic that you can utilize in your real estate business, just to communicate with your leads for free. So Mighty Text, you might want to check that out. You need an Android for it because Apple doesn't allow you to blast text people for some kind of legal reason. But with Android, you can do that via Mighty Text, and it's free. Text Expander is a way to go ahead and pre-save text into templates, right? And so you can link Text Expander with Mighty Text, right? So that way, instead of texting people like your information over and over again, you can make that into a template and then make a short code, right? So whenever you get like a bunch of leads, which you will, because we'll generate them for you, and you've got like 10 people to follow up with, you can just type in FL for like, or FU for like follow up. And then it'll just expand the text into your template. You can plug that into Mighty Text and then blast them, and follow up with 10 people in 5 seconds instead of having to text people, 10 people one by one manually. So check out Text Expander, use it with Mighty Text. We have all of our clients sign up for that anyways. It just saves them time and they love it. And so, yeah, and then the last one is Trello. I didn't put it on here. I don't think you can see it to the right. But the one that's missing is Trello. It's a free organizational tool. And so if you guys definitely check out Trello, we have lots of our clients sign up for that as well. It's just a really easy drag and drop way to take notes, right? They're like sticky notes that you can just like add lists for and columns and move them around. And so, we teach our clients that sign up with us how to use Trello for their organization, right? So if you're ever using guest cards or you have paper contracts, you can upload those to Trello and keep everything organized digitally. And the cool part is that it's totally free. So, definitely check out Trello, Trello. I hope you learned a lot about the next level going into 2020, the best marketing tactic for real estate. And I hope at the very least, you start implementing some of the teachings within this presentation and close more leads and really just live a better life. Pierre here, out.